Hey guys, the Fire Brothers here. It's just me, like always, and my brother couldn't be here today because he has been captured by the Piraka and they left a boombox with Jojo Piraka playing at the place where he was last seen. Only true gentlemen of culture will get that joke. But anyways, while he's slowly being tortured and forced to listen to horrible music, we are gonna be talking about Ironhide here because, what else are we supposed to do? Rescue him? Nah, that's too much work. So I was gonna upload this video yesterday, but I didn't get around to finishing it, so I decided to do that, Transformers tier list because for some reason they're still relevant. Heck, even yesterday I saw Dragon Ball Waifu tier list ranking best to worst Dragon Ball female characters, which I wanna say I will never do that, just right off the bat, unless you pay me, then I might. But anyways, that's probably not gonna happen. But anyways, now we're gonna talk about Ironhide, and Ironhide has tons of weapons throughout the movie continuity. Now granted, in the movies we mainly see him use like about 4 weapons, but in games, comics and so on, we actually get to see that Ironhide has more than the 2 cannons and the 2 weapons made by Wheeljack. I'm also gonna be talking about those weapons because those weapons are crazy. There's a lot of stuff that you guys might not know about them. So the way we're gonna approach this video is that we're gonna be slowly moving from one weapon to the next, from the movies to comics, from comics to toys and so on, until we run out of weapons. So first of all, I guess I should begin by talking about Ironhide's 2 signature weapons, his 2 giant cannons that are attached to his arms. First off, I should say that these things are crazy. If you thought these things were pretty powerful and strong by just watching the movies, the comics and the toys expand on these weapons, and the amount of things that these 2 weapons alone can do is ridiculous. It makes you wonder why Ironhide got 2 extra weapons when his 2 hand cannons was pretty much overkill to begin with. But anyways, so these 2 cannons can basically create energy pulses, like we see him use during the battle against Brawl. Like he basically used these guns to be able to repulse himself away from the ground to be able to dodge Brawl's missiles during the Battle of Mission City, which alone that's pretty badass. It already shows plenty of versatility on his weaponry. But besides shooting Iron Man like, repulsion beams, he can also shoot missiles from those things. During his fight against Brawl, from both cannons you can see missiles come out. So apparently he can switch modes between energy weaponry and missiles. Now, not only can Ironhide do that with those weapons, but he can also create small shockwaves with them. We kinda did saw him do that against Brawl. But once the Autobots are being chased by Sector 7, Ironhide momentarily creates a small shockwave to disable the vehicle so they can no longer pursue. So it's something else that he can do with those things. And we're not even halfway there, he can do way more stuff with those things. So that's basically what Ironhide can do with his weapons in the movie alone. Now, the games expand on what his weapons can do, and you guys are about to see why I find it really strange why Ironhide will get new weapons when these weapons can just do this many things by themselves. In Dark of the Moon, the game, Ironhide from his right hand weapon is able to fire armor-piercing ballistic round, kinda like the same ballistic fire that we see the Protoforms use in the movies, except that Ironhide uses it more effectively in the games, meaning that it might be a little stronger. In Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the game, Ironhide's able to use his 2 cannons and switch their modes so they can be able to throw grenades. Yes, they're actually quite devastating and kinda overpowering the game. But that's not the only thing they can do. His 2 cannons can also change their modes so they serve as shotguns. That's right, Ironhide's 2 giant ass cannons are basically shotguns. Yeah, I don't know if that's cool or crazy or stupid. So basically, if an enemy gets close to Ironhide, he can just change the mode of his cannons to serve as shotguns, and if they're a little far away, he can change the mode of his guns to serve as grenade launchers. And if they're too far away, he can basically switch them to serve as regular ballistic rounds. Or he can do what he did in the movie and create small shockwaves to disable enemies that are in vehicle mode, use the energy rounds to basically boost himself like Iron Man, or even use the cannons as missile launchers to hurt Decepticons with tough armor plating like Brawl. Yes, with the amount of things his weapons can do alone, it makes you wonder why Hasbro and the movie producers thought it was a good idea to give him more weapons. So now he can finally cover his other weapons that he barely uses. Some of you might not count this as a weapon, but I'm counting his vehicle mode as a weapon. I'm not gonna go over Stealth Force yet. Now, in the comics, Ironhide has taken down Decepticons by just being on his vehicle mode, and he hasn't gone into Stealth Force or anything. Just by being on his vehicle mode and ramming them over, he has killed tons of Decepticons in the comics. So yeah, his vehicle mode is a literal weapon. And then of course in Dark of the Moon, we see Ironhide get his two new weapons, his heavy iron weapons. The first heavy iron serves as a machine gun and can be used to take down multitudes of enemies at once. It is also very similar to Hound's machine gun that he will use in Age of Extinction. Maybe they're the same gun? I don't know. That's a theory for you guys to think about. And his second heavy iron weapon is used to pierce the heavy armament of Decepticons with tougher plating. He used this weapon specifically to take down Mixmaster in the Dark of the Moon the game. Mixmaster's armor plating was too much for Ironhide, and Wheeljack delivered a new weapon that could destroy Mixmaster's armor, which Ironhide ended up destroying and later used the heavy iron to kill Mixmaster. The toys also don't shy away from giving Ironhide new weapons. In Revenge of the Fallen and Hunt for the Decepticons, Ironhide comes equipped with a crossbow that he can use to take out long-range enemies. He also comes equipped with a knife, which it doesn't seem too effective at first, but considering the Hound had one in Age of Extinction, I'm guessing he could find some use for it, equipped with a rifle and a machine gun. However, all the weaponry that he uses here, with the exception of the crossbow, is considerably weaker than his iconic two-hand cannons. Also, as part of the Revenge of the Fallen storyline, Ironhide comes equipped with a sentry. Now, this is the same sentry that he uses in the Revenge of the Fallen PS3 game. Ironhide has the ability to deploy a sentry into battle to help him take down enemies. Now, the sentry can also combine with Ironhide to form into a small shotgun, which it might be a coincidence, but this has a strong resemblance to the Dark of the Moon shotgun that Ironhide uses. In the Dark of the Moon the game, Ironhide also comes equipped with an actual shotgun, which it's again pretty weird considering that in Revenge of the Fallen his guns can turn into shotguns, so I'm guessing he just wanted some extra firepower? I don't know. Ironhide's a weird guy when it comes to weapons. In the Dark of the Moon storyline, after losing his two-hand cannons in the Egypt fight, Ironhide obtained a new MechTech weapon. It's a MechTech booster that can transform into a Piraka cannon. Supposedly this weapon is on par with Ironhide's old weapons, but it lacks the versatility that Ironhide's old weapons used to have. Also in the Dark of the Moon storyline, it is implied that Ironhide gained some upgrades and is able to see on the cover of night, basically obtaining night vision. This is implied by the way his eyes turn green when activating his weaponry. For this time around, Ironhide gets a chest-mounted Cybertronian Blitz cannon that he can use to decimate opponents quickly and efficiently. He also comes equipped with a small shoulder missile attached to his left shoulder. In his right leg, he also has a second missile stored in there that can be used to surprise enemies when he's close to them. In his left leg, he comes equipped with a knife. Supposedly this is the same knife he used in Revenge of the Fallen. Supposedly, but that's unconfirmed. It could be a new weapon for all we know. In his left arm, he also comes equipped with a new cannon. It's not his old cannon that he used in Revenge of the Fallen, but it seems to be a new one. What this cannon does is currently unknown, but supposedly it should have a similar function to the former cannon he lost in Revenge of the Fallen. Of course, Ironhide also comes equipped with a Stealth Force. Here's how his Stealth Force looks like. While he's in Stealth Force, he gains two large engines which can be used to boost his speed when he's trying to get out of combat. Alternatively, these two propulsion rockets can also be used to ram opponents and kill them instantly. While in Stealth Force, Ironhide gains access to regular ballistic fire like we see many of the Decepticons and Autobots use throughout the movies, and also has the ability to launch grenades at the enemy. Going back to the game, Ironhide in the game has the ability to activate two shoulder-mounted grenade launchers, which when released, they will track enemies and explode on impact. And yeah, that's Ironhide for all of you. He has a lot, and I mean a lot of weaponry. He's probably second to Optimus Prime in terms of weaponry, like in the movies and the toy lines especially. Optimus Prime gets a lot of weapons. Same with Bumblebee because he's also a pretty popular character, but I would say that Ironhide is probably second to Bumblebee in terms of weaponry, which it's kind of impressive the amount of stuff he has. But then again, considering all the stuff that Ironhide can do with just his 2 cannons, it really leaves you to wonder why Ironhide didn't just stick with those 2 things instead of getting new stuff. And yes, I know that Ironhide lost his cannons in the Revenge of the Fallen Egypt fight, but I mean, they could just build new ones. I mean, they build Bumblebee new legs, why they can't just build new weapons? You get my point here, right? But anyways guys, that's all of Ironhide's weaponry. What are your thoughts on that? Do you guys think he should have just stick with the cannons, or would you guys have liked to see, you know, Ironhide do some of the stuff that he did in the games and use some of the weaponry that he used in the games and the tour line? Personally, I wouldn't have mind seeing Ironhide, you know, be more of the weapon specialist and develop new stuff. But at the same time, I understand why they kinda just stick with, you know, the basic stuff. His 2 heavy iron weapons and his 2 hand cannons. Overall, Ironhide's a pretty cool character and definitely one of the most fiercest Autobot combatants around the movie universe. So, that's it for now guys. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Which weapon is your favorite? Which one's your least favorite? Personally, the knife is my least favorite. And yeah, if I miss any weapons, feel free to tell me in the comments down below. So that's it for this video guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, you know, the usual stuff.